Good afternoon. Thank you very much. First of all, because it is the end of the SMN, let me just thank Marianne for having us, because I have a different background from most of you. I'm a biochemist. And also I'd like to thank my colleague Dejan, that is here as a host and is also a very good colleague, and Jacques, because he's from Work Group 4 and also received me very well. And the new ones from Work Group 1, Charmaine, that has been very helpful. So I will talk a little bit about what we have done and our contributions to the network and how we plan to move forward from now on. So I will speak a little bit about lifestyle and sexual health, show the activities done so far, then give you a little bit of the outcomes that we made in Novi Sad meeting, where Silvana made an excellent work as a host for us and also with her group, and then speak about the next steps that we plan to do. So, according to the World Health Organization, lifestyle is a way of living that lowers the risk of being seriously ill or dying early. Sexual health is a state of physical, mental, and social well-being in relation to sexuality. So you have no reason to doubt that they are connected. And of course, lifestyle will have an impact on sexual health. So they have a common sense, and they have dimensions that you can consider where they interconnect. So if we consider sexual health, we have heard all day about sexual health, so I'll not bother you with this, but you know that it has several dimensions. I select just a few of them to a board, like infertility, which is something I really work on and I like, and reproductive diseases. And clearly, lifestyle has an impact in all of these dimensions, so it makes sense to have a lifestyle study regarding most of these things. Regarding the activities so far, I was included a little bit late on the network also, and my background is different, but we were very well welcomed by Marianne. And I remember the first meeting I had, Nina was assuming the group, and she said, take your expertise and try to build something. She sit with me, and so we developed some activities, and we came up with a template where you can see we have written the context for the template, and we even wrote some scopes. And let me just focus in one, which was the collection of information from the different countries regarding the lifestyle that is found more important for the sexual health and also for the outcome. Because as you know, infertility is also becoming a huge problem in some countries, but in some of them may not be the case. So this was something that I found really interesting. So we finished the template. We even identified the gaps and research topics of interest. I already present this in Amsterdam, so I will not bother you with the research plan that we made, although we have not yet implemented it. So it's ready, more or less ready to be implemented as soon as we have the time and, of course, the conditions to do it. So from this, we created an animated video to try to get to the public and explain how lifestyle will have an impact on sexual functioning and also in the outcome of the reproductive function. And we have done this video, he's online, so you can see him. And then I would like to show you my personal contribution in Portuguese schools. We made a lot of material. It will be in Portuguese, but it can be available for here. And I learned something that I found very interesting. While discussing some of the topics that we talk here with the high school students, for instance, sexual violence, it was something that they were interested to understand how lifestyle would have an impact on sexual violence. And actually, I studied a lot regarding the Portuguese laws and the legislation, and how could lifestyle have an impact. So during one of those talks, I realized that, for instance, one student asked me, I'm going to the gym and I'm encouraged to take a supplement, and it has a little bit of steroids. And of course, steroids will make you go a little bit more crazy and will get you a little bit more violent, so it may have an impact on sexual violence. So yes, it was a really nice question that he gave me. So this was one of the topics I selected, but when we discussed most of the topics that we are hearing here in the last 2 days, lifestyle has really an impact of interest for the general public. So these are some of the pictures from the schools. I gave some, and this material will be available for the cost action if you want. regarding the Novi Sad meeting. So right on the end of the course, there is a problem. What will happen next? So for the Novi Sad meeting, we have a very important person there. It was Professor Ilpo Utanieme. For those who don't know him, he was the creator of several European associations like Endocrinologist Society and also of the European Society for Human Reproduction and Embryology, which is one of the world's biggest ones in the field. And he has an H index of 100 something and published very high. And he's also evaluator of several European projects. So he was there to give his input, what we could do. And actually, I think that we were all very encouraged by his points and how we could move on. I also gave a presentation talking about aging, the third generation impact of lifestyle on sexual health and also on the sexual, on reproductive outcomes, and also reproductive toxicology and other lifestyle factors. And I think these presentations were very good because we now at the end started to realize more what we really do. For instance, most of you don't know, but I work on omics and I do big data analysis and I work in metabolic profiles of persons. So it's a little bit tricky. Most of you know me, but really don't know what I do in my specific research field, like it happened to me with most of you. Then we had Dejan also had a presentation there for showing his current interest in scientific projects and where lifestyle could have an impact and we could also collaborate. And of course, Professor Silvana Andrik was having a big lecture regarding mitochondrial function and how lifestyle could have an impact on this energetic balance of the body and also the sexual function, and it would reflect in the outcomes. So it was very interesting for students and even for us. So what to do next from 2024? We came up with a few ideas. Let's start with the most simple one, which is the joint national grants. I don't know in your countries, but in Portugal we do have some interaction with, I already had for Portugal, for Germany, Portugal-Germany cooperation. Those projects are up to 200,000 euros, so they are good. I also have, there are some calls for Portugal, Serbia, Portugal, Slovenia, Portugal, Brazil. So there may have an opportunity here to develop this, for this lifestyle issue. Then I go to here for the European Union twinning projects. This is an idea that we came up because the twinning projects have a very high rate of success, but you have to have a multidisciplinary team that is completely distinct. For instance, like I do metabolomics, metabolic profiles, phenotypes, and infertility. And Dejan works on cancer. So perhaps we can here have a work with Slovenia and Portugal and create a laboratory that works on both fields and try to do this expertise. These twinning projects are more or less easy to do. The call will be now in July. We are not going on time this year, but hopefully I will do it soon. The other idea that came up with Professor Ilpo is to take advantage of this and do a Marie Curie doctoral network. So that would also be very nice because we also have very distinct backgrounds. And if you join these backgrounds, we can easily build a program where you need a biochemist, you need a physician, you need a social person, a psychiatric. So we can really try to gather these different multidisciplinary fields and say, for instance, in Portugal we work with a biochemist, in Germany we work with a social science researcher. So there are some good opportunities to build these Marie Curie doctoral networks. And actually, in the last 2 months, I joined also the World Health Organization as consultant for research, development, and training in human reproduction. And there are some specific calls for human reproduction. So I think that it's not out of the scope of the SMN, so we could think about it, particularly regarding the lifestyle, because it is a topic that will definitely fit the World Health Organization regarding the Western countries. So this is where we are. Regarding our contribution to the Workgroup 1 objectives, I will not show you all of them, but I think that taking some of them, like the cross-national surveys, we did not make most of them. I think that we did achieve it with the work we have done so far. And before I finish, the take-home messages are that lifestyle has a great impact on sexual and reproductive health. These topics deserve special attention from stakeholders, and I think that we can sell them because lifestyle today it's a huge topic everywhere, and we should continue. So I will do my efforts to continue from the personal point of view. I'll do it, and also for the network. So before I finish, let me just tell you that today it's the big party in Porto, and I'm missing it with fireworks, all people in the streets, balloons in the sky, hammers, plastic hammers in everyone, and I'm missing it to be here with you today with pleasure and with the dinner that Tejan is organizing for us. So thank you very much, and please have your question.
Thank you for your enthusiastic talk. Who wants to ask a question?
I just have one comment and one minor question. I start with a minor question. I kind of remember that I already completed a template like you were just showing with the lifestyle factors. Am I dreaming?
That we are already completed?
Yeah, I think you sent some to the working group one members. Is that possible? At some
The
point?
template, yes.
Because it really feels like
The
oh,
template is complete. The table is complete and ready, just sent to the members or at least to different countries and try to seek someone in each country that can take over.
Right, but
It
did
is
you
difficult.
get them back? Because I sent mine back. So, but it
No.
sounded like okay.
No, never
Alright.
get back. I never received any information regarding. I don't know if there's. I never received. I think that they go, but I don't know. Actually, if there is a small critique regarding the workgroup one, with changing for Germain, also probably it has to do something with it. Is that once the templates were ready on the website, they went somewhere, and then I'm out of control of what happened. At least I don't know. So.
Okay.
I think I may be I'm a little bit out on the last 8 months I've been a little bit out, so perhaps something changed, but I'm not informed, I don't know.
So maybe I'll find it.
Marianne will definitely know that.
Yes. First of all, I would ask you.
I just wanted to say thank you also for your enthusiasm, staying on board all the time.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes, it's really cheering. It's cheering up. It's making. It makes me happy that you said your talk. It was with such an elan. And could you send me please the template so that
Yes,
with your question, and we send it out and we try to make our best job. So that I'm sure that would help. And I'm also grateful for all the subgroups who say about themselves, we want to continue, and I promise you we will do everything so that you can continue even in the life after cost. I'm sure about that.
Yes, that is also important. Before I leave, let me just say that I joined 3 costs at least, and this one was one of the ones that I most liked because the leadership is so open. So usually the leader has a plan of his own thing. And this is what I feel in most of this cost. And this is not happening in this one. So this is something that I really want to congratulate the committee. So thank you.